We entered the complex just before noon, the sun high enough to flatten the shadows and make everything look sharper than it really was. The buildings were arranged around a central courtyard, a wide open square with a cracked stone fountain right in the middle. It clearly hadn't worked in years. Dust and dry leaves filled the basin, and a chipped statue leaned just a little to one side. From the entrance, it looked quiet. Too quiet. We moved along the inner corridor that wrapped around the courtyard, staying close to the walls and clearing rooms as we advanced. The sound of our boots echoed faintly through the archways, mixing with the distant hum of the city just beyond the complex walls. Every single doorway felt like a critical decision, every window and angle we had to respect. When we reached the opening that led directly into the courtyard, I paused for a scan. The fountain drew my eye immediately. Open spaces always do that, but it was the balconies above that really worried me. Laundry lines hung perfectly still, and curtains barely moved in the warm air. It all looked so ordinary, which is exactly what made me slow down even more. We stepped into the courtyard in a controlled spread. I took a knee near the outer wall, covering the upper levels while the others watched the ground floor entrances. The sunlight made the whole space feel completely exposed, like standing in the center of a stage. For a few long seconds, nothing moved at all. Then a sharp crack echoed from above. Shots rained down from a balcony on the third level, angled right down into the courtyard. We dropped into cover instantly, pressing ourselves against the fountain and the nearby columns. Stone chipped away and dust sprayed up as rounds struck all around us. I returned fire toward the balcony railing where I saw a movement flash between some hanging fabric. In seconds, the courtyard turned loud and chaotic. They were shifting positions quickly, firing from one balcony, then another, trying to keep us turning our heads. I adjusted my angle, using the fountain's broken edge as partial cover, firing controlled bursts upward just to keep their heads down. My breathing was fast now, but it was steady enough to keep my hands from shaking. The radio crackled with calm instructions, directing part of the team back through the inner corridor to get to the stairwells. That was the only way to break their high ground advantage. Just knowing that movement was happening steadied the fight and gave it structure instead of pure panic. The firing from above grew uneven as our guys built pressure from inside the building. A final burst rang out from one balcony, and then silence spread across the courtyard like a wave, finally losing its strength. We held our positions longer than we wanted to. Open spaces always invite a second attempt. When we finally moved, it was slow and deliberate, clearing the stairwells and the upper levels until the entire complex was secure. As we regrouped near the fountain, the courtyard returned to its original stillness. Sunlight hit the cracked stone, dust settling back into the dry basin like it had never even been disturbed. That courtyard stayed with me because it was a harsh reminder of how exposed open spaces can be, even when they seem peaceful. Sometimes, the most dangerous place is the one that feels calm enough to let you lower your guard, even for just a second. Thanks for watching. If you found this story insightful, be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Stay safe out there.